Good afternoon and welcome to the San Marcos 2014 State of the City Address. There you go. Give it up. My name is Tim Williams. I'm the chairman of the board for the San Marcos Chamber of Commerce, and my paying gig is I'm the operations manager over at Mark Stein Beverage Company, your locally owned beer distributor. Thank you. For the record, I do not have any samples on me, so please. It's my absolute pleasure to serve as your master of ceremonies today, and I welcome you to this very, very special event. I was very, very nervous in anticipation and preparing for this event this morning. No matter what I did, no matter how I worked it, I just could not get my hair right. And I tell you, I don't know how you ladies do it, but enough about my hair and on with the festivities.
Well, good afternoon. It's such a pleasure to invite you and welcome you all here today to help us join in a celebration of our city. We all love it here. That's why we live here, and that's why we do business here. So anyway, each year the San Marcos City Council decides who are some of the standouts in our community, who are some of the community leaders that give so much to our community to make it great. And honestly, it's our volunteers. Our volunteers are so special to us. And so today we're going to recognize some of those different organizations that help us out. So in just a moment, you'll be hearing from the rest of the City Council, my esteemed colleagues, who have also chosen some very honorable sorts of organizations that really do so much in our city. If you know me, you know that children's issues are very, very important to me. They're very close to my heart. Our children's protection and our investment in their future are something that I really hold dear. That's why it was easy for me to select the Boys and Girls Club of San Marcos today. They've been serving our community over 35 years. This year is their anniversary. Let's take a look and see some of the wonderful things that they're doing with our youth.
The qualities needed to become responsible citizens and leaders are paramount to instill at any age in order to create a cohesive community like the City of San Marcos. The Boys and Girls Club of San Marcos provides quality programs and services to youth members ages 6 to 18 years old and assures success is within reach of every young person who walks through the club's doors. Their mission: inspire and enable all young people to realize their full potential as responsible, caring citizens.
Our goal is to serve youth who need us, whether that is because they come from a family where someone isn't home for them after school, or because a parent wants their child to have more opportunity to have social interaction. We want to be here for anyone who needs us. We want to give them a full club experience. We want them to be able to come here, have fun, have the opportunity to have an engaged relationship with a caring adult. We want them to come on a regular basis, although some kids don't come, but we know that we can make a greater impact when they're here frequently, and they're going to have a better experience when they participate in all of the activities that we have to offer.
The San Marcos Boys and Girls Club offers a variety of constructive educational and recreational activities and opportunities that help form future leaders.
Well, these past 4 years I've been involved in our teen leadership group called Keystone, and every year the Boys and Girls Club of America holds a national leadership conference that each Keystone club that charters is invited to. I've learned a lot just seeing how every club is run differently, and we've gained those experiences. It's an organization that really does work. I mean, I've learned a lot from them, and I've got a lot of the people that I'm really close to now I've learned to know here. Definitely experiences that you won't ever forget.
People think of it maybe as a babysitting service, and it's not. It's so much more. If you really get into it, you make such lifelong commitments and friends. Not a lot of people know that there's so much, curriculum that goes into this. They get you ready for college. There's Money Matters, and it's just a place that's so inviting. I don't know why more people don't know that.
Today, nearly 3,000 young people are taking advantage of the programs, activities, and services provided by the Boys and Girls Club of San Marcos.
On a daily basis, I have kids available here to give our kids tours. There's always something to do for everyone, whether that's an art project, a fine arts, or a craft. We have a computer lab. We have the opportunity to play in the game room. And for some kids, that's all they want to do. And the longer that they're here, that's when we get to impact them with some of our more challenging programs, like our Money Matters program is a financial literacy program. On a daily basis, we want to make sure that we target the kids who are here and give them a great experience in terms of having a fun time with their activities.
Would you please now welcome the Boys and Girls Club honorees that are going to accept this award, and that would be Chairwoman Debbie Thompson, Past Chair Jeff Ritchie, and CEO Shelly Anguiano Figueroa. Thank you for making a difference in our kids' lives.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good afternoon. It's my honor to be here this afternoon to recognize youth sports in San Marcos. Every year, volunteers touch the lives of thousands of kids in our community through youth sports. Youth sports are truly one of the strengths of this community. And the parents and the volunteers who put on and support youth sports make up a core that has contributed thousands of hours of time, time away from their families, time away from their jobs, to really help and mentor kids in this community. So I think it's very, very important. Last year, the youth sports in San Marcos came together to form the San Marcos Youth Sports Council. And the goal of the council is for those organizations to collaborate more fully and to make the best use of the facilities we have here in town. So let's watch a quick video about the Youth Council.
The city of San Marcos is home to a myriad of picturesque parks and recreational facilities that foster community enrichment for residents of all ages. With a variety of park and field assets, coordination is crucial for ensuring and supporting organized sports activities throughout the city. This can definitely be a tricky task. In order to accomplish these goals, the City of San Marcos Community Services and Public Works Departments recently developed the Youth Sports Council.
The Youth Sports Council is made up of the recognized youth sports groups in San Marcos. It was set up to aid the City of San Marcos in allocating fields, maintaining fields, basically getting the groups more involved in the process.
The aim of the Youth Sports Council is to work as a unified group to better serve the youth of the San Marcos community.
It's been more helpful. We get more feedback, obviously, when everybody's in the same room together, working out the issues between the groups. If one group needs this field for a certain day and the other group, doesn't need it, but they have it allocated to them, it seems like it's working more easily for groups to communicate and give and take to each other.
It's my honor this afternoon to recognize the San Marcos Youth Sports Council as a San Marcos champion, and I'd like to welcome to the stage Laura Keller of San Marcos Youth Baseball and Wayne Marking of AYSO. You can't go to Corky Smith Gym without seeing Laura there running around, and I bet if you're on a soccer field, Wayne's there somewhere as well. So please join me in congratulating them.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you again for being with us today. And thank you, Chris and Rebecca, for the wonderful awards that you've given out. Today, I'm honoring a special community group. I'm sure many of you have seen them out there in the community. They serve as the eyes and the ears of the San Marcos Sheriff's Department, and they are our senior volunteer patrol group. The senior volunteers I'm sure many of you see them out, especially at our shopping centers during the Christmas months. I've even gotten a little note on my car that says, please remember to put your packages away and not leave them in the front of your car. So they actually save our Sheriff's Department many hours. They have logged, goodness, they have, I think, more than 60 volunteers. They started in 1994 with just 18, and they log over 300,000 hours from 1994 to current. So if you would imagine how much that saves our our city and taxpayer dollars and resources, and also what they contribute to keep us safe, our businesses safe, our community safe, our children safe. It's a real pleasure today to honor them. And we have Al Schmidt, who I just found out is actually going to be leaving because he is relocating. But he is here today to accept the award on behalf of the San Marcos Sheriff's Volunteer Patrol Group.
Safety. A word synonymous with the city of San Marcos and the more than 85,000 residents who call this Valley of Discovery home. Providing and ensuring our city is a secure place to work and live are the men and women of the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, and serving as the eyes and ears of the Sheriff's Department are the Senior Volunteer Patrol. Consisting of approximately 64 volunteers, aged 50 years and older, the Senior Volunteer Patrol provides a variety of valuable services to the San Marcos community.
We consist mostly of people 50 years and older who patrol the city streets, shopping centers, schools, and various areas around town. Kind of a separate set of eyes and ears for the sheriff's deputies. We're non-confrontational. If we see a crime or we see a suspicious person or something going on, we call in a deputy. We do not directly get involved.
The Senior Volunteer Patrol has been in operation since early 1994 and continues to provide an increased law enforcement visibility around the city while aiding the availability of deputies to further focus on serving and protecting the residents of San Marcos.
We provide about 2,200 hours a year of service to the city, and at no cost for us. There are operating costs for vehicles and what have you, but we generally are all free, and we think that we're providing the city a really good deal, and we're enjoying it because we're contributing something to the city, and we're also assisting the deputies to help them do a better job.
So we started with the young, and we're moving up to the seniors. When I was asked to select which group to honor, the first group that came to mind was the Senior Foundation, our very own Senior Foundation here in San Marcos. They are in the process of changing their name. They're soon to be known as the Foundation for Senior Wellbeing. The Foundation for Senior Wellbeing provides much-needed help to seniors not only living in San Marcos, but also to surrounding communities. They work closely with our own San Marcos Senior Center and other nonprofit groups such as Meals on Wheels, Palomar Health, and the Interfaith Senior Services. All of these groups advocate for the well-being of our aging population, which I will remind all of us we're part of that aging population. Some of us are just a little closer than others. So we'll take a look at their video right now.
One of the most vital population groups in San Marcos are our senior citizens. Projected to grow significantly more than any other population group, according to Sandag studies, seniors in our local community are faced with increasing obstacles that affect their everyday quality of life. In fact, according to a recent Union Tribune article, 4 out of every 10 seniors in San Diego County are struggling in some capacity, from paying their rent or for medications to simply purchasing groceries. Serving the health, physical, intellectual, social, and recreational needs of seniors in San Marcos is the Foundation for Senior Wellbeing.
North County has quite a few seniors. I can't really give you the actual statistics, but it's something like 26% of the people who live in North County are over 65. And there are many mobile home parks, I think about 13 or so, and a lot of those people are seniors. And you know, as the economy gets tougher and you know, people trying to live on Social Security, it's very hard. And so often they have to do things like choose between getting their medicine refilled and eating that week.
The Foundation hosts weekly bingo nights for seniors, along with raising funds through exciting initiatives such as the Festival of Trees.
Well, what we really look at is trying to find the gaps in senior services for seniors who are really in need. And often that's through the San Marcos Senior Center. We sponsor the bingo there, which is a big deal for some seniors. We're glad to be here. We hope we'll grow more every year. We are doing a large event, the Festival of Trees, which is our biggest fundraising event. And we're in this year will be our 4th annual. It's a lot of fun at the end of the year. And we're hoping to do a new event coming up for Grandparents' Day this year in September.
The crucial role the Foundation for Senior Wellbeing provides doesn't end in San Marcos. Today, the Foundation makes grants to other nonprofit organizations working with seniors.
We have been around for over 30 years providing services to low-income and homeless and underserved populations in North County. And we provide services throughout the county, including basic needs, social services, employment services, housing, shelters, and senior services. We're very fortunate to have partnership with the San Marcos Senior Services Foundation. They have raised money that they have donated to Interfaith that we have been able to use to help seniors that are in crisis. So a senior that's, for example, facing eviction and has no resources to get caught up on their rent can come to us, and with the funds that were provided by the foundation, we're able to help them and help keep them from becoming homeless. We look forward to continuing our partnership with the foundation and being able to continue providing this important assistance to seniors. And we're very, very grateful for their hard work in raising these funds so that seniors can benefit from the assistance that they can't get anywhere else. There's nowhere else for them to go. So we are very appreciative of the support of the foundation.
I'd like to ask Allison Dreesen to come up and accept the award on behalf of the Foundation for Senior Wellbeing.
Thank you, Sharon. Well, on behalf of the entire community, we thank you that you're here to celebrate with these champions today, but there are a lot of other champions that we didn't recognize this year, but we know who you are. So thank you all. And now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce our mayor, Jim Desmond. Mayor Desmond is in his 8th year on the city council, as mayor of the city of San Marcos. He first joined he first was elected as mayor in 2006, November, and he joined the council in November of 2004. A resident of San Marcos since 1992, Mayor Desmond has always been part of the community and active in his community. He was actually the first president of the parent-teacher organization at Twin Oaks Valley Elementary. You might not know that. He then went on to be the president of the San Marcos Economic Development Corporation and on the board of the San Marcos Chamber of Commerce, and was a member of our city's planning commission. In his role as mayor, he is also the chair of the San Marcos Fire Protection District Board of Directors and is an alternate for both North County Transit District and San Diego Association of Governments. He is also very involved in the San Marcos Kiwanians and the Boy Scouts of America. And while he's not tending to civic business, he answers to Captain Desmond as he flies for Delta Airlines 757s and 767s. And I would be remiss if I did not mention his wife, Carrie, because behind every person that gets to have the enjoyment of being in public service is a spouse that's at home cheering you on. So thank you, Carrie. We really appreciate your support. Jim and Carrie live in Twin Oaks Valley, and they have 2 grown children that are being productive, wonderful people out in the world, and their daughter is going to CSU San Marcos, woohoo. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us, or me, in welcoming our mayor, Jim Desmond.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you very much. Well, hello, San Marcos. All right, all right. Rebecca, you stole my first line, and that was to introduce my lovely bride. This June, we are going to be celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary. Carrie, stand up. So she has put up with me for that long, plus, and she tells me those are 30 blissful years. So I have to put that in there. But I want to thank everybody for coming today. This is a great venue. They don't have weather like this in Vista or Escondido. This is just gorgeous here in San Marcos. Hopefully tomorrow it'll rain, but for today this is just a great venue, a great event, and glad you all found parking and were able to get here. I'd like to thank Green Gables. Hello. I'd like to thank the Green Gables folks here for the event and for the food. This is like dinner. I think everybody's going to have to get a doggy bag. It's quite a meal and a feast. But I want to thank them and the Chamber of Commerce and for the city staff who all put this thing together and made this event possible. So let's give everybody a hand for doing that. And to our table sponsors, everybody who stepped up to the plate, they bought a table, and for all of those you here today who are taking the time to not only be involved but also get informed. So we want to thank you. Last year, as mentioned, was our 50th birthday or 50th anniversary for the city of San Marcos. This is our 51st year. Anybody else turning 51 this year? How about anybody over 50 this year? How about anybody under 50? How about those of you who just aren't going to raise your hands no matter what I ask? Okay, now I see them. Okay. Anyway, am I moving too much here? Okay, get a little feedback. But I remember back to my college days in physics class that, and this is also sage advice or sage health advice, is that a body in motion tends to stay in motion and a body at rest tends to stay at rest. San Marcos, we are a city in motion. And by staying in motion, we're able to build our connections to our future. And we've got much to be proud of here in our community. And despite we had some economic challenges here in the last couple of years, and during that downtime, we never gave up. We kept moving, we kept planning, we honed our skills, and now we have the opportunity to build our future. Now, we don't wish to pave over everything in San Marcos. We like trees, we like open spaces, parks, we like good, safe neighborhoods, and places to do businesses and places to have fun as well. And while in motion, sort of like being on a unicycle and juggling all these elements, we're moving and we're building towards success. Nothing stagnates towards success. You got to move and make that happen, and we're doing that here. We're doing that here in San Marcos. Maybe not on the microphone, but in San Marcos. And all around San Marcos, you see progress. You see new housing developments coming up, new bridges, new parks, and new businesses. And it's not just the city projects. Cal State San Marcos, this year, of the entire Cal State University system, Cal State Marcos is on track to having the fastest growing student enrollment. And yes, it's good. They recently finished construction of their new student union, which I understand is beautiful, and they have more construction underway. There's always something happening at San Marcos, at Cal State San Marcos. So they're enhancing education and campus life, and Cal State San Marcos is also on the move. Palomar College has been adding buildings over the past several years, and now they've just recently finished remodeling the Howard Brubeck Theater and the planetarium. So Palomar College is on the move. San Marcos Unified School District is also on the move. They're a body in motion, and they have the newest landmark here in San Marcos, right up the street there, and it was built by a local San Marcos construction company, Lusardi Construction, is the beautiful new San Marcos High School. That thing is gorgeous, isn't it? Where's Kevin Holt? Kevin Holt, superintendent, there, give him all the credit. All right, thanks. But it looks like another college campus. I was able to have a tour of it about a month or so ago, and I guess a soft opening already. Students are using it. Major opening is it going to be in the fall? Is that the grand opening is going to be this fall? This entity, one of these working? Okay. Probably getting both now. Okay. What this shows, though, by having all of these great educational institutions, and particularly the San Marcos Unified School District buildings and things going up over there, is your willingness, San Marcos, to invest invest your tax dollars into something that really defines our community, and that is quality education. We are the education hub here. We are proud of it, and we're glad that you voted for Prop K to make all these buildings happen. Now, we're proud to be the education hub, but we got a lot of other businesses. We got North County Health Services. We've got a lot of other entities going on. Yes, there's a North County Health Service I heard over there. But there's a lot of other things going on. But San Marcos, we're very proud to be the North County's education hub and to have those valuable connections to our students who are going to be our future residents, our future business leaders, our future workforce, and our future entrepreneurs. So we're very proud to have that connection with our students. Construction's well underway over at North City by Cal State San Marcos with the quads, and those are also built by a local San Marcos construction company, R&R Construction. That's pretty soon, they're going to be adding over there to the quads, not only just the student living, but they're soon going to be bringing more retail and residential and dining establishments to the region. So we like North City project over there is growing very well. If you take a sprinter ride from Cal State San Marcos down to Palomar College and Palomar Station, you'll see the new residential coming, all those 2x4s sticking up out of the ground, new residential and retail space over there at Palomar Station, which took, many of you remember probably 10 years ago, the Palomar Station, just trying to get that thing going and moving. It's great to see that happening. But it's going to have retail and 370 new high-end apartments over there at Palomar Station. And it's the first, Vista may argue with me on this, but it's the first major transit-oriented development along the Sprinter line. And we're very proud to take advantage of that regional transportation so we don't have to get in cars every time you want to do anything or go anyplace. So we're very proud of that. Some people, okay, more than others. But another vital element for a city on the move is to keep you on the move, is to help people get around. And along with the vision of Palomar Station, we're going to be, this construction is going to start later this year on the makeover of Armorlight Drive. At Armorlight Drive, we're going to make what they call the new term is complete streets. And Armorlight Drive is going to be a drive now that is going to be compatible for both pedestrians, for bicycles, and for motor vehicles. So we want them all to coexist together and hopefully something new come out of the ground and be a new visionary street and road for San Marcos. But so also, in the last year, you invested over $6 million on the new Borden Road Bridge. Has everybody taken that bridge? Yes. It opened last May, and that has been for me, when I go to the post office now, I always take the bridge going there. But that connected Borden Road between Twin Oaks Valley Road and Woodward Street. And that has been an award-winning bridge. It's very nice. The lighting is even in the side. We didn't have to put up big light poles or anything on that. But over the next 5 years, you're going to be investing in nearly $47 million, half of which is coming from the feds. We want to thank them, in the Creek District. I guess we can thank Don Burgett, representing Duncan Hunter. Thank you very much for that money. But the goal is to invest these dollars into the main roads, into the artery, the infrastructure of this highly anticipated, long-awaited for downtown development. And the bulk of it's going to be on the over San Marcos Creek with a 4-lane bridge over Via Veracruz and a 2-lane bridge on Bent Avenue. We're also going to be funding the widening of Discovery Street in these next 5 years and begin production of Creekside Drive. And Creekside Drive is going to be the main road that goes all the way through the Creek District. So that backbone infrastructure is going into place. So I know everybody's been waiting. One of the questions I usually get is, when's that Creek District going to come? When are we going to be San Antonio? But that's not happening. The San Antonio part isn't happening. But we're starting to get the backbone and the infrastructure in there, and we've got some money. We got some grant dollars, essentially, and that's a tribute to our city staff for getting those dollars. The Pink House on Discovery and Via Veracruz looks like a little penitentiary with that fence around it. How many of you love that termite-infested eyesore? I'm sorry, I hear some awes out there, but I think it'd make a great bonfire. But okay. It's going to stay in the Creek District. All right, bring your pink paint when we move it and help out. But another major extension that's coming here soon, it's going to be connecting our communities, is the Inland Rail Trail And that's the trail along the Sprinter line there, the walkable, bikeable trail. 7 miles of trail is going to be added to that going into Vista. And it's going to start at Mission Road in San Marcos and Pacific Street, and then all the way to North Melrose Drive to West Beaubier Drive. I had to get the pronunciation of that street from Mayor Ritter. But so it's going to be, eventually this rail trail is going to be a walkable, bikeable trail all the way from Escondido to Oceanside. So this is the next phase that's going in. So it's going to be, you know, great opportunity for people to go out and enjoy the outdoors. This year, Sam Abed and from Escondido and Mayor Judy Ritter from Vista are here. Next year when they come, they can ride their bikes all the way here, and that'll be great. So 2 years ago, our fiscal outlook was bleak, and today we're seeing a little bit of an uptick in sales and property taxes. And as stewards of your tax dollars, and we take this very, very seriously, your entire city council does and the city hall does, this past summer and every summer that I can remember, the city council has adopted a balanced budget. We don't spend more than we take in. And you still have strong reserves. So we made it through that downturn. We've made it through. We're coming out of it. We've kept the city viable. And I want to give a shout out to all these city employees as well. Because they, in the time that there was belt tightening going on, and we had to do it in a lot of different areas, we also had to do it with the employees. They stepped up, didn't strike, probably grumbled, but you know, they also did what it took to keep San Marcos a strong city. We're all picking, I'll use the analogy, we're all picking fruit off the same tree, and we can't kill the tree. So I want to shout out to the city of San Marcos employees for paying their portion of the pensions and also for contributing to their health care insurance now. Thank you very much for your efforts and contributions. Okay, faced with the challenge of what to do with an empty building, formerly called Lowe's. Your city council made a long-term strategic investment to buy the building. So you own that building now over there, and yay, so they need some paint. But you own that building now over there in the Lowe's, and we decided to split it into 2 shopping venues. And actually, in the long run, what that's going to do is bring more money and more revenue to you, the taxpayers, because you own the land underneath it and you own the building. So are you ready to hear who's moving in? City Council has been quiet about this. Okay, we've got 2 letters of intent. The ink isn't dry, but we got 2 letters of intent for all of those of you who like food. Anybody out there like food? Okay. Speaking of which, this meal has been great. And Winco Foods is coming to one of the locations at the Lowe's building. Yes? Okay. And Hobby Lobby. All right. So you can get your groceries and get your Hobby Lobby interests there. So it's not done yet. We hope it'd be nice if they opened by Christmas, would be very good, or before the holidays. But those 2 entities, so the cat's out of the bag. Don't leave yet. All right. Another thing we've done is we put together some strategic themes to keep, all right, all you hobbyists, keep it down. We put together some strategic themes for the city hall as we move forward. Your city manager, Jack Griffin, and your city council members, we identified 5 different strategic themes as we focus on as we move forward. One is quality of life. Focusing on public safety, fiscal strengths, parks and leisure, planning for the future. We want to ensure that there are clear plans and schedules for projects so that we can improve our accountability and our transparency and our promises to you, the citizens. Responsive customer service is improved communications, which we're always trying to improve upon, and superior customer service, but this time we're going to put in some performance metrics so we can actually measure to see how we're doing, and we could use your feedback if things are going well. I'm sure you'll tell us when things are going wrong, but also we want to know when things are going well and what's going right there at City Hall. Good governance. Another one is goal setting and policy development. We don't want to just set policies. We want to make sure those policies align with the budget. So that we just don't say, hey, let's do this, and we don't have the money to do it, or we'll say, go find the money. No, we want to set policies that actually align with our budget so that the promises we make, we can deliver. And finally, economic development. We're developing a strategy to bring more economic prosperity to our city, Chamber of Commerce, and also to our region. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. As a city on the move, we have a lot to be proud of, as I said, and our sheriffs move. Where's our captain? Scott Iberando. Where's Scott? Right here. Our sheriff's captain. And our crime has moved down. 7% in 2013, our overall crime rate has come down. Thank you, Captain, and our sheriff's volunteers. Thank you. Our firefighters, they move. You call, they move. Our fire department continues to have excellent response times. For a medical emergency, our response times have been under 5 minutes, and for a fire, under 6 minutes. So they are very quick, reaching all throughout the community, and they do a fantastic job. Where's our Chief Newman? Todd Newman, where are you, Todd? And our citizens move. You got to move it, move it. I always like that song. Our citizens, community citizens, nearly 250,000 people participated in classes. Now, I got the statistics. We only got 85,000 people in San Marcos, but over 250,000, so other cities must be coming in here. 250,000 people participated in classes, youth programs, sports programs, aquatic, senior activities, bobsled, and the luge, all here in San Marcos. Sorry, I've been watching too much TV. But we've offered over 25,000 classes, activities, and programs throughout the year, and that enlisted the help of over 2,000 volunteers and 17,000 volunteer hours. This is what, I'm getting off script, this is what makes San Marcos so great, is the volunteerism, the people that are willing, everybody in this room, essentially, and the rest of San Marcos gets it, in that we all have to participate and make this a better place. Volunteering is the most precious thing we've got, and that's time. You know, money isn't it, time is what we have here. And so by volunteering, it really brings our community together, and all the volunteer groups that were honored here earlier. I get the opportunity to go talk to kids at the high school or the elementary schools. I'm show and tell for the day, and they ask me, how do you get to be mayor? And I say, first is, well, I guess you just run for office, but kind of looking back, you volunteer. You just step up and say, I'll do it. So you volunteer. So I volunteer to be the student president of the parent group at Twin Oaks Elementary, and then the Boy Scouts, and then the city events and things like that. And even for mayor, you say, well, I'll do it, I'll try, and if you vote for me, I'll get elected. But it's all volunteering. And so all the volunteers, it's really great that San Marcos has this pride, and I think it's this kind of the glue that pulls us all together is we're willing to volunteer and step up. So I digress, but I would like to say that all those numbers that came forward about talking about all the classes and everything else that are offered here in San Marcos, the people participating, that doesn't even include the people that are using our 34 parks and 63 miles of trails. So, and also ground was broken just recently at Connors Park. Everybody's driving San Marcos Boulevard. You can see that park coming up really fast and strong. You see the playground equipment coming out of the ground. And I'll tell you who's looking at that very closely. Those kids at San Marcos Elementary School. I've had a chance to go talk to them there, and they could only, it was primarily a Spanish class, but they knew, when is that park going to open? They asked me those questions. So that's coming up soon, and hopefully I think his groundbreaking is going to be this spring. I'm seeing nodding. Yeah, okay, all right. So that has happened as well. But as a tribute to your city staff, the city was honored with 10 awards of achievement this last year. One in communications, community services, engineering, planning, and public works. So city staff is clearly committed to excellence, and it is an indication that we are and they are moving at City Hall in the right direction. So I want to applaud our city staff again. Thank you. Now, your city council, we realize we don't operate in a vacuum. We're not just one little silo at City Hall and we get to dictate or things like that. We understand. I'll tell you a secret. The mayor doesn't know everything. It's asked 30 years. My wife, she could tell you that we don't know everything, so we don't operate in a vacuum. And this last year, your city council had a joint meeting with the Vallecillas Water Board of Directors, the Vallecillas Water District Board of Directors, and every 2 years, we have an education forum that we hold with Cal State University San Marcos, Palomar College, and with the San Marcos Unified School District, where we share ideas and insights. the Vallecillas Water District, all the educational institutions, City Hall, the Chamber of Commerce, all of our businesses, we all serve the same constituents. So to me, it just makes sense. We should be talking. So it only took me 7 years to coordinate, as mayor, to coordinate a joint meeting. not there's anybody's fault, but it takes a lot to try to make that effort and make that work and happen. And we look forward to more meetings in the future and dealing with our other legislative bodies that make a difference for the city of San Marcos. And the more we know about what each other's goals and plans are, the better off I think we can serve you, the folks. So I appreciate the joint meetings that we had. And as we continue to build forward the future, we've developed an economic growth strategy that we're working on with our neighboring cities. And this is trying to reach out and attract new businesses and entrepreneurs here to the region. I know San Diego North EDC is also doing the same, and we're making an effort as the 5 cities along the 78 corridor as well. Escondido, San Marcos, Vista, Carlsbad, and Oceanside. And what we're trying to do is we've got a branding process in progress. We hope that's going to come out in the next couple of months. And we really want to attract businesses here to the 78 corridor. We want to try to get more jobs here. You know, if the companies are too big or want to grow down in San Diego, or they're tired of their taxes and their linkage fees, they can come up here to the 78 corridor. Same thing in Orange County. Businesses that want to build up there. We want to make the 78 corridor attractive to businesses and attractive to jobs. And as the 5 different governments working together, I think we can achieve that. And that's the effort we're trying to put forward and put the welcome mat out to businesses, saying we're open for business here along the 78 corridor. One of our final, our vital connections, though, as I said earlier, are you the people. You're the folks that make this all happen. We just kind of stand up here and give speeches, but well, we do more than that. But you're the folks that really make this community work and tick. Our business leaders, our community leaders, our residents, and particularly our volunteers all make San Marcos extraordinary. And each of you plays a vital role in the connections that we're cultivating here in San Marcos, and I sincerely want to thank each and every one of you for coming here today and for your dedication to our community. As San Marcos, we enter our 51st year. We're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to build our connections to the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are past just imagining, as you look around, we're past just imagining what our future is going to be. We are building it. Say thank you very much.